And welcome. This is the first ever daily market recap video. Today is 27th August 2024 and I'll be going over my thought process going into today. This day has already been printed. This is the daily chart and the black candle, black down close candle that we see here is basically the candle that was printed today. But I'll be explaining what my bias was going into today's day and how I was forming trade ideas. So mainly we'll be focusing on 6 concepts: previous day high, previous day low, open high low close, open low high close, as well as power of 3. We'll focus on time, fair value gaps, SMT, and standard deviation. Okay, so looking at the daily chart, this up close green candle is Friday's candle. I was focusing on Friday's high as well as Friday's low, as well as I was looking into Thursday's high and Thursday's low. Since we did not take Thursday's high on Friday, I was expecting today for a price to trade lower and essentially engage Friday's low, which is this bottom wick of this green candle, which is Friday's low. So I was expecting this to be taken. So going into today, my bias overall was bearish. Let's go up to the weekly chart. So if you look at the weekly chart, today is the beginning of the week. Today is Monday. And if you look at the previous days, we can see that there is a bullish fair value gap here, which is nothing but your bullish BISI. And I was expecting price to trade this week, price to trade into this bullish fair value gap, which it did on Monday. That is today. So that was my first thought. The second idea was, if the price trades higher, then it will engage the bearish fair value gap, which is nothing but your bearish weekly CB. So going back to your daily chart, since we already were bearish bias, or we had a bearish bias, because I was looking for Friday's low to be engaged, I was not focusing on this weekly CB. So I'll take this out. So my focus was mainly on this weekly BISI, which I have marked here. Another thing I was thinking about was this daily BISI as well. So essentially we have a weekly BISI as well as we have 2 daily BISIs within that weekly BISI. So that was my focus. Okay, I'll take this out. Now, going down to a 4-hour chart, essentially this large candle is your Friday's high and Friday's low. Okay, Friday's high and Friday's low. This black candle is Monday's 6 a.m. 4-hour candle, and we can see that there was an aggressive move down, right? If you look at these 4 up close candles, these are nothing but an order block. These up close candles got validated as an order block as soon as price moved and closed lower on this 4-hour candle. Price then traded into this order block and we respected the mean threshold of this order block, and price started moving down. At 6 a.m. this was the candle that was formed, which closed below this green candle, validating this green candle as an order block. Now I was expecting the next 10 a.m. candle, because this is a 6 a.m. candle, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. This is a 10 a.m. 4-hour candle. I was expecting the next candle at 10 a.m. to trade lower as well. And I'll show you why. Let's go into the 15-minute chart since we have already seen the daily, weekly, and 4-hour. This is a chart where I have markings, so I'll explain the concepts one by one. First, previous day high and previous day low. Okay, let's follow the checklist that I have on the right hand side. I have marked here the previous day high, which is this one, and this is nothing but Friday's high. I have marked previous day low as well, which is nothing but this low, which is previous day low. All right. Now let's focus on time. Since we already spoke about open, high, low, close. Open, high, low, close is nothing but how candle is created. You have, if you consider like this particular candle here, you have your open, high, low, and close. So going back to the time, there are a couple of times or time prints that I focus on. The first one is the 6 p.m. daily open, which is here, this one. So you can see at 6 p.m. price traded higher, it came down, it went higher again, came down, and then it went higher here. Okay. If you look at this portion, this is where midnight open was, right at this point. So 6 p.m. traded higher, came down, went a bit high, came down again, right at midnight open, price continued trading higher. This is basically our London session. We reached high, okay, and then what I was looking for an SMT, because if you look at this time, this is from your midnight all the way till 4 a.m. So this is your London session. And after London session, so if you think about your daily power of 3, I'm expecting London to manipulate and then New York session to do a reversal or continuation expanding lower, which was the idea for today. But how do we validate this? Right at midnight open, we saw price trade higher. Okay. Now at this point at 4 o'clock, price is above your midnight open as well as your daily open, which is 6 p.m. open. It is always a good idea to enter into a short position into premium levels and long position into your discount levels. So since we are in premium, this is an area where you plan on trade going lower, but we need some sort of confirmation. So at this point in time, let's look at ES, which is a pair that goes with NQ. So if you look at this area, right at 6 a.m. here, which is basically your 4-hour open, price traded a little bit higher, continued lower, and then at 9:30, your 9:30 overlapped exactly with your daily open, which is midnight open. From here, price traded higher, and this is the point where I want you to focus on. What happened here? See, this is your 9:30, which is New York market open. Price traded higher, and usually the first move that we see is the manipulation move. And I was focusing on this particular point because you can see we traded higher on NQ here, but on ES, we can see that we took out the previous high, forming an SMT. So there was a divergence that was created here. Here is the divergence. This is a confirmation that we are heading lower. We continued lower. Now I was looking for an entry. So since it's Monday today, I usually focus on 5 minute as well, not just 15 minute, because there is no large expansions that we see on Mondays. That is why usually I take 5 as well. So we see that there was a 15-minute SIBI that was created. But before that, I went to 5 minute, and in 5 minute, I can show you here. I was looking into this particular SIBI that was created. You can see here there was a SIBI right after market open that got created at 9:35 to 9:45. There was a SIBI that was created. The best part about this was this overlapped with your midnight open as well as market open. Typically, midnight open will give some sort of support or resistance to price. So your SIBI overlapped with midnight open, as well as there is a 5 minute order block, this up close candle, the green up close candle, that was a valid order block that was created as well. So there were three things in action. So I wanted price, the next candle, to trade into this order block, test this particular SIBI, and then head lower. Unfortunately, we did not get an entry, but that's fine. Then I moved into 15-minute time frame just to see if there is any SIBI that is getting created, and we created another SIBI here. My idea was, since we have an SMT, I'm expecting price to go lower, and my drawn liquidity was previous day low, and the second drawn liquidity was the previous week's low. So I want this to be engaged first and this one to be engaged second. Now focusing on another concept of standard deviation, if we go into the 1 hour chart, it's interesting to see that right at midnight open, we started our manipulation leg higher. From midnight open all the way till the London session, around 4 o'clock, we manipulated higher. If I use this manipulation leg to draw standard deviation, I get our -2 to 2.5 standard deviation targets here, which overlaps with our recent swing low. And it encompasses this previous day low as well. So going back to our 15-minute, I was looking to trade into this SIBI, which never happened. And then another target was this SIBI, which it did not get traded in as well. And then finally, this was another SIBI. So we created three SIBIs back to back. Now, since we were heading towards our drawn liquidity, typically you can see like some of the SIBIs being a breakaway SIBI, it won't be traded into, but at least we want like some SIBIs to be traded so that we can create our entry that way. However, unfortunately, we did not see like these two SIBIs getting traded in, but the third SIBI got engaged. However, since we already reached -2 to -2.5 and we did not close below -2.5 standard deviation aggressively, it was dicey to enter into a trade for shorts because we created an SMT at the low. So this is another SMT we created at the low, which kind of gives us an idea that the price might trade higher. If we would have aggressively closed below this -2.5 standard deviation, I would have taken the short entry and targeted this max expansion or at least the daily BC, because that's our actual target. Overall, I did not see good opportunities today to trade into the market. However, the analysis I feel that it was good. Now, going into tomorrow, what I would really like to see is I want this daily BC to be engaged. So if we go back to our daily chart here, I would like this daily BC to be engaged, forming a low of the week. So this will be Monday, which is down close candle, and then we trade into this CB today essentially. So this will put us in here. Somewhere around here, and then from here we can expand a bit higher. Now I'm not sure how large the range would be. Tomorrow we have 10 a.m. news, so I would like to see some sort of engagement into daily BC, and then we start heading higher. And then for the rest of the week, my drawn liquidity ideally would be here. But for that to happen, we would really want to see the daily BC to be traded, and we can form ideas after tomorrow's end at tomorrow's end of the day. Well, this was the first daily market recap video. If you have any questions, do let me know. But we'll be making these videos, or I'll be making these videos every day for the 5 days of the week. But let me know if you have any questions. Happy to chat about it. Thank you.